From brown bears to black bears to polar bears, here are 11 of the feistiest bears ever. 11. Face Off. Even though they are the world's biggest bears, polar bears can still have the disagreements, or maybe they're just getting in each other's faces as a way to stay warm. Now actually, they rely on a thick layer of fat underneath the skin, along with a double fur coat which helps them retain the sun's heat to stay warm, but it looks like things have already heated up between these two. 10. Giant short-faced bear. Now, as feisty as some of the bears on our list can be, here's one you really would not want to get in a bad mood, and thankfully, it's extinct. The giant short-faced bear migrated from North America to South America, where it existed until some 500,000 years ago. Now, in its time, the South American short-faced bear was likely the biggest and most powerful terrestrial carnivore in the world. Experts say that the beast would have weighed around 3,500 pounds and stood some 11 feet tall standing upright. Definitely scarier than the average bear. 9. Bear fight. Now, these bears could be fighting or sparring, but either way, it gives you a good idea how the beast can rear up on the hind legs despite them being quadrupeds. In addition to making them appear larger, standing upright can serve as a means of visual communication between the animals. So what do you think these two are trying to say to each other? 8. Giant panda bears. Okay, so yes, we are taken with those cute and cuddly looks, but these are powerful animals built for aggression and possessing dangerous claws and canine teeth. Males can weigh around 350 pounds and can crunch down on more than 30 pounds of bamboo every day. And that means they have some seriously strong jaws which can exert a crushing bite. Did you know they sometimes turn those jaws on each other when establishing dominance or competing for mates? And they have been known to turn on humans, particularly in the wild. Experts say that the attacks are due more to irritation with us than outright aggression. 7. Kodiak bear. Reaching weights of more than 1,300 pounds, this is the largest subspecies of brown bear, and along with the polar bear is one of two of the largest bears existing today. They're native to islands of Alaska's Kodiak archipelago. They're generally solitary creatures and usually attempt to avoid encountering people, but attacks have occurred, most often when the animals are surprised or are attracted by garbage or human food. Attacks on humans occurred on the archipelago in 1999, involving two hunters. One was killed while the other managed to recover his rifle and kill the animal. The only fatality prior to that happened in 1921, but it is said that a person is injured by a bear about once every other year on Kodiak. 6. Grizzly bear. Now, there has often been speculation as to the origin of the name grizzly bear. It was first documented by Lewis and Clark as grizzly, which could be taken to mean grizzly as in gruesome or fearsome, or grizzly as in rugged or grizzled. Now, the modern spelling supposes the latter meaning, but scientists typically do not refer to the carnivore by its popular name anyway. They typically call it the North American brown bear, of which there are several subspecies, including this one. The largest specimens have weighed around 1,500 pounds, but a more typical weight is like 800 pounds, while measuring 6.5 feet long. They're considered to be more aggressive than black bears, especially when defending the cubs. Mother bears are actually the most likely to attack, accounting for some 70% of humans killed by these animals, and their bite has been measured at about 1160 psi. They're said to be powerful enough to crush a bowling ball. In the 48 contiguous states of the US, there are an estimated 1,500 grizzlies left in the wild. Did you know that more than half of them are found in Montana? 5. Polar bears. Adult males can weigh more than 1,500 pounds and measure almost 10 feet in total length. Only the Kodiak bear comes close to attaining such a massive size. Its native range is in the Arctic Circle, and although they're born on land, they spend so much time in the sea that they are actually classified as marine mammals. It favors the sea ice, at the edge of which they hunt seals, their preferred prey. Other prey has been known to include humans, although such occurrences are extremely rare. But it has happened when the fearless animals became extremely hungry and unpredictable, and such was the case in 2016 when a group of 10 adult polar bears appeared on a remote Arctic weather base inhabited by 5 Russian meteorologists. They tried firing flares and blank rounds to scare off the predators, but they only became bolder, sleeping under the station's windows and killing one of the station's dogs. The bears pretty much took control of the area until helicopters arrived to chase them off and restock supplies for the base. After the bears were chased off some 3 kilometers away, operations resumed at the station. And while they were at the animals' mercy, none of the scientists were harmed, although that must have been a hairy adventure that took a lot of forbearance to get through. 4. American black bear. Did you know this is the world's most common species of bear? It's native to North America, where it's both the smallest species of bear and the most widely distributed. Although the size can vary by region and by season, adult males can weigh more than 550 pounds and are able to run at speeds up to 30 miles per hour. They're also physically powerful and dextrous creatures, able to manipulate open door latches and screw-top jaws. Now, American black bears are often mentioned as a species more likely to attack humans, and we did find that black bear attacks on humans did outnumber those of the North American brown bear, although that could be due more to their larger population than to outright aggressiveness. Most of the attacks occurred in national park campgrounds, where the animals had become conditioned to the proximity of humans and the food. The most fatal attack happened in 1978 at Canada's Algonquin Park, where a black bear killed 3 teenagers who were fishing. Overall, documented attacks would occur most often where people fed the bears handouts. Something to keep in mind the next time you're tempted to feed the bears, that handout might cost you your hand. 3. Sloth bear. Native to the Indian subcontinent, this creature differs from brown and black bears in a number of ways. It has a lankier build, with shaggier coats that form a mane about its face, not unlike a lion's mane. Now that might sound kinda cute, but don't mistake one for Paddington bear. This species has long, sickle-shaped claws and is known for being aggressive towards humans. They can weigh upwards of 300 pounds, with a body length exceeding 6 feet. The bears favor termites, and those claws are used to dig through the insect mounds to reach the combs at the bottom. Sucking out the insects with its muzzle, the bears make a sound so loud it can be heard some 180 meters away. Now, typically, they do not prey on mammals, although they are known to have violent encounters with Bengal tigers. And for still unknown reasons, Asian elephants and rhinos cannot tolerate these bears and will charge at them. As for humans, experts say sloth bears likely view us as potential predators and have a reputation for unprovoked attacks. In 1957, one of these bears killed 12 people and mutilated another 24 in Mysore. Between 1998 and 2000, there were nearly 140 sloth bear attacks around the central and eastern area of India that resulted in 11 deaths. And in 2016, another 3 people were killed at a wildlife sanctuary in western India. 2. Asian black bear. This medium-sized species is a close relation to the American black bear, and it can be found ranging from the Himalayas to the Russian Far East to Japan. Larger specimens can weigh more than 400 pounds and are distinguished by the white V-shaped markings on the chest. Did you know they are one of the world's most arboreal animals, spending half their lives in trees? While they have a wide-ranging diet that includes insects, fruits, and grains, they are known to be carnivorous as well and have become feared as livestock predators. The bears are also feared for their attacks on humans and are more aggressive than their American counterparts. In Kashmir, bear attacks have been on the increase since 2009. And in 2016, Asian black bears made news in Japan when they killed at least 4 people in separate incidents. Now, it's interesting to note that these animals are normally considered quite shy and easily tamed, and in Vietnam, they are even popular as pets. 1. Problem bears. So earlier, we spoke a bit about grizzlies, and here is an incident that serves to illustrate what happens when bears become overly acclimated to the activity of humans and the habitats, and have made a positive association of food with humans. Now, those animals are called problem bears, and there's almost no type of deterrent that works to discourage them. And that was the case with a male grizzly in Yellowstone National Park in 2017. Now, we don't know if we have a picture of the actual bear in the story, or if it's a bear that was just having a bad day. But chances are, even Coyote Peterson might not be brave enough to confront this critter. At any rate, the bear in question had a history of conflict with backpackers in the Hot Lake area of Yellowstone, destroying tents and sleeping bags, among other items. Despite Park Service staff using electric food sack decoys, firing beanbag rounds at it, and rubber bullets to deter the critter, those efforts all failed, as did attempts to trap the bear. There were subsequent incidents where the animal forced a group of hikers from the campsite and ate all the food, After that, the Heart Lake area was closed to backcountry camping. The bear was later trapped and killed a short time later. Now, unfortunately, that story is not an uncommon occurrence and is sometimes used to illustrate the importance of keeping food and garbage securely stored as part of a bear awareness program.